Good day, guys. Being here. Firstly, I noticed that someone has deleted some of the topics and images. Although I have already done those topics, but yeah, please don't delete stuff because usually I will always go back and paste link under those topics and then paste into this document. Okay, so everything's still there, so you can quite easily just find the topic and click on the link and watch the video. But if you delete them here, I don't know how I can find them anymore, so please don't do it. Okay, so thank you. So last time we did a family, so did a pattern-based family, so something like this one. And there was a image under there, so I think it's quite interesting. So I had I created a family like this. So basically it's an adaptive family, so 2 adaptive points, and so point 1 is used to control where this triangular shape is. Point 2 is used to control where the direction of this family. So you can see if I move up, it's always pointing to this point, right? Okay, so and then with this family, I can just create some structure, just like playing with Lego. So you can just place family onto family. Okay, so yeah, something like this. But the only issue I had here is I couldn't work out how to achieve a perfect, closed structure, because when I place it to here, there's a gap between these 2 points. So at least I think I probably need to add some more parameters into this family to control the angle between them. So maybe just tilt it a little bit on each one, and then somehow connect these 2. But that's probably for future topic. So today I'm going to show you how to create this one family. Okay, how to make it work. Okay, so let's I'm going to have this family here. So actually let me think, maybe I'll just do it here because I'll have this family here. We can just do another one next to it. So maybe that's not a good idea. Anyway, so let's create a new one, new family. So it will be generic model adaptive. Okay, adaptive family template. So first place 2 points, 1, 2, and make them adaptive. Create a spline, make reference line. So now, so you can see there is hang on, let me think. We need to create something there. We need to have this point. Okay, so now we need to place a point onto this reference line. Okay, and then hang on, so it's wrong. So see, the point is big. It's not right because I want this point to be placed using a draw on face. So it's a small point. Okay, now, so by default it's normalized curve parameter, which is a number between 0 and 1 depending on where it sits. So I'm going to change this one to segment length. So instead of a 0.021, now it's measuring this point and this point. So now I'm going to just add a maybe just call it offset. Okay, so offset 1. Okay, offset 1 instance. Okay. So now we can just, if I go to family types, so this is a parameter we can use to control where this one the the distance between these 2 points. Okay, so what's the next step? The next step is, okay, so maybe I'll just do a screenshot. So I'll just do a screenshot. So eventually this will be the triangular shape, okay? And this will be the end point of this triangular. So, and then the void, there will be a void, but the void will be sitting, in the middle between these 2 points. So now we can get this point. Of course, will be half this offset, right? So I'll just place another point, draw on face, and hang on, let me think. So there are different ways. You can also draw a spline through points, draw a line, just place onto the midpoint. So you don't really, I think that's easier. I think that's probably easier. Let's do that. So point this one and this one, create a spline, make a reference line. Okay, so now we can just place a point, use draw on face, and pick this midpoint. So this point will always sit but in the middle between these 2 points. So if I move this point, so we can see, right? Good. Now if I go back here, we have this point, and then we can have this point. Okay, so this point will be a point offset from this one. Okay, so let's do it. Let me think. Yeah, so point draw. I think I think I did this family like probably differently. That's fine. Maybe I will upload both families so you can have a look. So point this time offset from this point, draw on world plan, set world plan, pick this and place onto the point, click OK, select this point. Okay, so this one go down here, so it will be a negative, but don't worry. Okay, so you can always what do we call this one? So maybe this can be the height of the triangle. Let's call it h, but this one's negative. I'm going to create a h negative for now, and go to family types, create a new parameter. Let's call it h instance, and h h negative equals h. So I'm going to just give it, for example, 3 meter to h, and then negative h negative. Okay, sorry, wrong one. Negative h. Okay, so apply, and that's it. So that's 3 meter between this point and this point. So now we have this long. We have this point. Not necessarily this line, because as long as we have this point, we can offset to this, and then we can create this line, and this line. Okay, so now let's create these 2 points. Point, draw on world plan, set world plan, pick this vertical world plan of this point, so you can see this vertical. Okay, and place it onto the point. Okay, and offset. So let's offset to this one, which is positive, and then we're going to create another one and offset to this side, which will be a negative. Okay, so let's call this one. So if this is a height, so let's call this width, and this will be half width, and because a negative, we're going to call it half width negative. Okay, so instance, okay, and okay. So this one will be a half width. Okay, instance, and okay. Go to family types. So now we can create a new parameter. Let's call it width and instance, and okay. And let's just type in a number for now. So maybe I'll use formula, for example, and half width equals width divided by 2, and half width negative equals negative half width. Oh, sorry, width half width. Okay, so apply, and something's not right. Half width negative equals negative. Sorry, negative. And okay, so now we have this, and then what we need to do is we're going to so if you want these three edge to be exactly the same, or maybe you want these three angles to be 60 degrees, so it's probably, you can just give it a formula to half width. But if you want this angle to change, you can also add another angular parameter. Okay, so you can just do this, and then there's a right angle, so you can use trigonometry to adjust, so if you wanted to. But for this exercise, I'm going to keep all these angles 60 degrees, so which means so this is h, right? Which means half of the width equals, so h divided by square root 3. Okay, so now let's go back here, go to family types. Half width equals w divided by 2. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, so we use width to control half width, but the width, so let's check the width. So which means the relationship between the width and the h is width equals 2 times this, so that's this. Okay, so basically width equals 2 times h divided by square root of 3. So let's do it. 2 times h divided by sqrt bracket 3. That should give us the width. So apply and OK. So now let's just connect all these points. So this one and this one. So this will be one of the edge of this triangle. 2 and 3. If those formulas are correct, the length of this one, 3464.1, same and same. Okay, so let's check the angle. 60. When you dimension the angle, so you need to just set work plan onto I think let me check, maybe onto this work plan, horizontal work plan, and then dimension the angle. Okay, 60 degree. I think, okay, so now let's have a test. If I move this point, yeah, all good. And then if I move this point, okay, good. Yes. And what we need to do is we can create a solid from this. Yeah, like we can just create a solid form from this. I'll just give it a thickness, maybe 200 on each side. And that's a little, maybe that's too much. Relative to the length of the triangle. Yep, that's better. And then, so what you can do is I'm going to h this solid. So now what we can hang on, let me check the other family how to. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we need to find the point So it's actually quite easy. You can just do this. Place a midpoint, draw on face, place a midpoint here, place a probably don't worry about those here. Connect these two and connect these two, and then we have a point in under here. So let me just change them to reference line, draw a point, and host point by intersection. So pick this line. So this point will always sit in the middle. Okay, and then we can just start to oh hell. No, we don't need this point. We don't need this at all. No, we don't need. Sorry. So because we have this one, so we can directly place a point here. So let's place a point, draw on face, place on here, and also here. Select this point. Just check where where the measure it's measured from. So this side, good. This one, good. And then change them to segment length and apply the same distance as this one. So this one's measured from here, but because this one's in the middle, so this equals this. Okay, so this one's because we place this in the middle, so there's a no offset, but we have offset, which is this one. Okay, so that's fine because we know that the distance between this point and this point. But if we just need to divide this distance by 2, and then we can get the distance from here to here. So what's this one? So offset 1. Okay, so let's create a new parameter. Let's call it offset OFS1 half. Okay, half. And instance, and okay, so OFS1 half equals OFS1 divided by 2. Okay, so this gives us half of the distance, and then we can just apply that OFS1 half to these 2 points. So now we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we can let me think. Yeah, let's just create another reference line here. Okay, this one and also this one. So just turn them into reference lines. Okay, so now we have this. We need some profile for the void. So I'm going to place a point, draw on face. Make sure you place onto this shorter reference line. So tab, here. Yes, that's correct. Tab. So this one, I'll place it on here, and then I'll place a profile. So I'll just quickly do a profile using one of these. Okay, so draw on world plan, set world plan, pick this, and maybe I'll change this one to 4 to make a square. Maybe 100. Okay, so we need 2 because if you have decide the size of this void, that's fine. You just need 1. But oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. Trying to use 2, at least 2, because even you have 1 profile, or even you don't change the size, or don't want to make it parametric, but sometimes when you rotate these families, that will break this form, will twist this form, and then you might just break your family. Okay, so let's copy CC and place back onto this reference line. So tab, make sure you pick on the shorter one, and then we can just create a void using these 2. So I can see I cut a void in this solid. So you can drag this point to this end and drag this point to this end. and that's it. So now we can continue. Oh, hang on. I'm not sure if I can copy. I'll CC this one and see it will doesn't work. Okay, so yeah, I think this happens. So once you create a form, you will lose some of the relationship between the points and the profile. So I'm going to Control Z. I type Control Z for some time, for several times. Just come back to here. So when where we have these points and reference plans. Oh, sorry, reference lines. So let me just Control C, CC, copy. So now you can see these reference line will follow this point. Okay, so once you create a form, you won't be able to copy them, anymore. So just copy first and then form. Okay, pick new. Let me just copy. So we need another 3. Okay, pick point, new host, tab, place. Pick, tab, place. Pick, tab, place. Pick, tab, place. Okay, so now we can create a void. Maybe I'll just drag this to this end, create for a void. Okay, and I'm going to just HH again. So tab select and HH, drag 1 and 2, form. Drag 1 and 2, create a form, create a void. And HR, so looks like it's not automatically cut the void. So let's help it. We have some issue here. Okay. Not sure. Maybe it's because too close, the size, and there is, and also there's some issue here. So it looks like the height. Let me just CC and okay. So not quite sure. I think it's probably because it's not perfectly flat. If we try to, it's not because it's not flat, and then somehow this is not aligned with this surface. So we have some issue. Maybe I will try to do is for this. I'm going to okay, so we can't really move those points because those points are all created by Revit using the point 1 and 2. So basically what we just need to align the point 1 and point 2. Yeah, something's not quite right. Okay, maybe we at some stage we accidentally. So let me just try to have a look here. Okay, so I think it's probably at some stage we accidentally moved this point. So you can see it's all flat somehow. Interesting. Let me have a look. Try to, no, that's aligned. That's all good. This point is also aligned with this work plan, but this one looks like it's not quite right. Okay, so now I moved it up. I think, yeah, now should be right. Okay, so HR. So let's try again. So cut solid void. Yep, great. So now I think I think that's probably it. So now let's try if I do that. Yeah, it also works. Okay, so Control Z. Okay, so let me try to load this into that, which one, sorry, family, family 1. So I'm going to load this one into family 1 and see, so this one's much bigger. Okay, so looks like, see, we have some issue here. So you can see when these two adaptive points are too close to each other, it won't work. Only when I move this away. Yeah. Okay. Only when I move this point away. So which means if when I place this point, try to place another one. So you can see I can't really place it here. I have to move it very far, but then I lost I can't pick any reference point. So yeah, I think we have some issue here. So now let's go back and see how to fix this one. So the reason why it won't work is when I move the point. So if you look at this, I'll just change it to wireframe. So if I move this point close to point 1, and when I move it close then past this point, it won't work. This is because this point is placed onto this reference line. But when this reference line is shorter than this offset, it will, it won't work apparently. So how can we fix this? Okay, so we can fix this by create a line relatively long and place this point onto that reference line instead. Okay, so let's do this. So we have, so you can see this reference plane. So this is a reference plane perpendicular to this reference line. So see this one. So let me just move this a little bit, to the left so you can see it here. See this one diagonal, but perpendicular to this reference line. Okay, so we're going to place a point, use draw on world plane, pick set world plane, and pick this world plane and place onto point 2. And then we just need to move this relatively far away from here. Okay, you don't need a dimension or a parameter, just move it there. And then we can just let me think, we can create a point, a reference line, just connect this and this, create spline through points and make it reference line. Okay, so now we just need to go back and select this point, okay, and pick new host and pick onto this reference line. Okay, so now you can see it's actually the point 2 is already inside of inside this shape. So if I'm hang on, something's not right. The point 1 went there. Let me try if I move this. Okay, so looks like something's not right. Okay, don't worry, we will fix it. Point 2. Yeah, I think it's probably because some kind of orientation of points, but let's try to fix it. So first, it's a little hard to, because it's on an angle. Maybe I'll just align those adaptive points with the level 1 or reference level. Okay, so and then how can we do this? Give me some minute, I'll have a try. Okay, I figured out. So because when we try to pick a new host, I picked on this side of the line. So we should do pick new host and pick on the left hand side of the point 2. Okay, so and then that should work. And also actually I noticed that when I place this point, it's not in the middle, so let's change it to 0.5. And also there's I'm not sure why this one's a little bit offset from here, so I'll just align AL with this group tab pick. Okay, so now that's better. Okay, so now let me try 0.2. Yeah, 0.1. Okay, it works. And yeah, so now you can see, doesn't really matter how close 0.1 and 0.2 is, so you can still create this family. Okay, so now let's load this back into family 1, override. Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure why it's now vertical. Oh, hang on. Looks like the distance between these two are different. So anyway, so let's try. So if I create a new from this point, I'm going to SE snap endpoint, so it's easier to pick the endpoint and then place anywhere onto this direction. Okay, so it looks like it's not right because they are same direction. So let's see how to fix this one. I think what we can do is, so because with this point we have a rotation angle, let's try 90 degree. So maybe I'll just add an angular parameter to it, maybe call it A instance, and OK and OK. Load this one back into family 1, override. Yeah, that's better. So now let's try again. So create component and SE and onto here. Yeah, it works. So yeah, just need to double check because see here, so it's not quite right, but this one's fine. Yeah, not sure why. Maybe the parameters looks like they are same. Interesting. Let's have a look. HR, same, looks like the same, but I'm not sure why this one's having a bigger void. MA, doesn't matter. So maybe I'll just change the offset a little bit to see what happens. So 1 meter. Yeah, so you can see these two are quite small and this one's big. So it must be something wrong with this family. So let's have a look again. Okay. So from the top, let's go to the top. Okay, so this point offset. Oh, yeah. What's going on here? Oh, that's the point for the profile, so that's not the one we're looking for. HH, this one. So this one is which offset 1H. Offset 1H. What's that? Offset 1/2. Oh yes, offset 1/2. Okay, offset 1/2. Yeah, that's correct. This point, this one to here is one offset. Not this one, HH. So this one should, hang on. Yeah, that's why. Because when we place this point, use pick new host onto this reference, now we lost the parameter. So see, it just changed back to default. So we just need to change this back and link this one to offset 1, which is now it's correct. So if I load this one into family 1, so this should fix it. Not sure about this. Let's just do it again. Create component. So okay, so this is the first one. Okay, let's place another one onto it. So basically from this end, it's just anywhere on this line. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. Yep, so now it's perfect. And yeah, I think that's it. So if you have a look in this family, so I think it's slightly different. So because I also had some angular parameters and with some formulas, so can control the angle of this. So yeah, and I will upload this family, so 1 and 2, so you can just have a look, have a play. Okay, so maybe in the future we might try to add some more parameters to, so we can create a perfect structure. Just connect these 2 points next time. Okay, so that's it for today. I will upload this family, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.